Right then, okay, it's time for a new video, and whether you are somebody new to my channel or you are returning to my channel to watch this video, it is greatly appreciated. As always, I'm filming this video in one go, so if I stumble over my words moving forwards, I apologise about that. And also, if the quality of this video is fairly poor as well, if there's any lag, anything like that at all, sadly it cannot be helped, and hopefully it is not too much of an issue for you. This is yet another Eurovision 2022 related video here on my channel, and today I'm going to be taking a little bit of a look at the semi-final allocation draw, which, as I'm recording this video you're watching now, took place this morning in Turin in Italy, which, as we all know, is where the 66th edition of the Eurovision Song Contest will be staged this May. Before I get into the main point of this video, I just want to briefly talk about last night, because it was last night for me as I'm recording this. I filmed two videos. One, which you've no doubt seen, was me reacting to snippets of the songs in contention for Moldova. I was not in a particularly great mood anyway, for whatever reason, and I was quite vocal, more so than usual in that video, and I said some things that clearly some individuals, a very small amount of individuals, disagreed with. And I received more comments than usual on that video, and the majority of them were from individuals who've never commented before, essentially disagreeing with me on my opinions and saying that I was being very hurtful and very rude, I suppose, towards one particular artist and song. I then filmed a follow-up video where I essentially apologised for what I said, and since then I've received some lovely comments, more than I expected. I didn't really expect anything at all, but I thank all of you who saw that video, commented on it, and have supported me in some cases for a very long time with regards to this channel. I've made the decision to keep going with videos, but I think if anything I won't be quite as in-depth with my opinions now. As always, feel free to check out the links in the description to my other social media pages. You can connect with me there if you so wish. And I do intend on perhaps filming some non-Eurovision related material for my channel very soon, so be on the lookout for that if you're interested. With that being said, and I think really it's best to just draw a line under it now. What's happened has happened. The most recent video will probably be privated or deleted by myself in the near future. The video in which I reacted to the Moldovan snippets is probably going to stay up for now. I don't know yet, but it's best to move on from that. What I will say is that that song in particular that I was very vocal about is no longer in contention for Moldova. It has been withdrawn from the selection, which makes me wonder why it was even put in the first place. I think there's more to it than meets the eye. Let me know what you think about anything Eurovision related, of course, including the allocation draw. Now, I actually haven't seen it yet. I wasn't able to watch it live. I intend to spend a bit of time later today watching it. It is on YouTube. But I have seen the split, shall we say. So we do know now which countries will be in which semi-final, and in terms of the automatic finalists, we also know which semi-final they'll be voting in. Semi-final 1 on Tuesday the 10th of May will see France and Italy vote alongside all of the participating nations in that semi-final, and they are, in the first half, Albania, Bulgaria, Latvia, Lithuania, Moldova, the Netherlands, Slovenia, Switzerland and Ukraine, and in the second half Armenia, Austria, Croatia, Denmark, Greece, Iceland, Norway, Portugal and Russia. The second semi-final on Thursday the 12th of May will see Germany, Spain and the UK vote alongside these participating nations. In the first half, Australia, Azerbaijan, Cyprus, Finland, Georgia, Israel, Malta, San Marino and Serbia. And in the second half, Belgium, the Czech Republic, Estonia, Ireland, Montenegro, North Macedonia, Poland, Romania and Sweden. Now, this is going to be a bit of a ramble. Nothing new there with this channel, but I just thought I'd give you my thoughts on this allocation draw. I haven't looked at it in any great depth. I'm not going to be analysing it beyond belief, like I'm sure some people will. But for me, looking at it on paper, the first semi-final seems quite a bit tougher than the second semi-final, and that always seems to be the case, at least in my personal opinion. The first semi-final usually ends up being the strongest of the two, yet the second semi-final is perhaps the hardest one to predict who's going to qualify from. Yes. Anyway, in the first half of the first semi-final, we don't know the exact positions yet, and we won't know that until the end of March. But Albania, of course, we know the song Secret by Ronela Hayati. That would be a great opener to proceedings because it's quite a bombastic pop song. You know it's going to stand out very much. It's an opportunity to show off that Turin stage in all its glory, because no doubt there'll be pyrotechnics and fire and things like that. So it would be a very, very fine opener indeed. As for Bulgaria, I'm already looking at this lineup, and I think Bulgaria's in big trouble. Intelligent Music Project and Intention is not Bulgaria's best entry they've ever had. And I've not seen anybody have this as their number one. I've not seen anybody really rave about this song, saying that it's the best thing since sliced bread. Really, this is a huge step back for Bulgaria. I don't mind the song, maybe because I don't mind rock music in general. But there really is something about this track that is missing for me. That power, that energy, that in-your-face ferocity, which sometimes you really want from a rock song, it just isn't there in this case. And, you know, Ukraine always qualify. Armenia might bounce back this year. Greece, I think, are going to do wonders. Iceland are looking for a third top 10 finish in a row. Who knows what Norway might send? Portugal, you know, they've got a few decent songs that if one of them goes to Eurovision, they could be in with a shout of doing very well. So, is there a place for Bulgaria already in the grand final? I don't think there is. As for Latvia, is it just me, or is Latvia usually in the second semi-final? In Rotterdam, second semi-final. In Tel Aviv, second semi-final. In Lisbon, second semi-final. In Kiev, first semi-final. So it's been a few years. But Latvia is a country that hasn't qualified for quite a number of years now. There is hope in the form of Aminata. The last time Latvia made the final was with a song written by Aminata. It was Justs with Heartbeat in Stockholm 2016, and then of course in 2015 it was her herself on stage with Love Injected in Vienna. So she is something of a lucky charm for the Latvians, it would seem. Saying that, she did co-write The Moon is Rising, I think, for Samantha Tina last year, and that finished rock bottom of the second semi-final, I believe. So maybe she's not so much of a lucky charm. But anyway, her song in the national final is called I'm Letting You Go. It's the best choice. It's the safest choice. And when you've had years of dismal results, playing it safe is not such a bad idea, you know. Should she go to Eurovision, the performance has to be excellent. We know she can sing really well. But will it be enough to get out of the semi-final in what looks like a very tough lineup? I don't know. Certainly, if it's not Aminata, Latvia's out. I just don't see them qualifying with anything else. So, you know what you need to do, Latvia. Let's see if you do actually do it. But yeah, Latvia, it's a tough ask every year. And I suppose you can say, well, it stems from the quality in the national final. It's just not good enough. And I suppose, yeah, that is right. It's been a long time since I was genuinely blown away by a Latvian track in the competition, or indeed a track in the national final setup. But I'm Letting You Go is the best choice. It is potentially Latvia's only hope of getting out of this semi-final. Lithuania. Pretty good run over the past few years, bar the odd blip on the radar. Obviously, Ieva Zasimauskaite did quite well in 2018. She's back in contention, but I don't think she's winning, even though she's my favourite. 2019 didn't qualify, but it was a very close-run thing. In 2020, who would have represented Lithuania in 2020? I can't even remember who represented them last year. I'm going to have to check this. What a terrible memory. Let me take a look here. The Roop, of course! The Roop, heavens above. Well, Lithuania would have qualified in 2020 had the contest gone ahead, and then of course Discotheque did very well with the public, not quite as impressively with the juries, but still a very decent result overall. Lithuania does benefit, no doubt about it, from a diaspora vote, but last year the song was going to do well anyway, because it was a quality track. This year, the national final is well underway. We've got a few more shows to go. The semi-finals are up next. The favourite to win is Sentimental by Monica Liu, which is this sort of, jazz bar swinging number. And I have to say, I'm utterly baffled as to why it was the jury favourite and the public favourite in the most recent show in Lithuania's national final setup. I don't think there's much about it that suggests it's going to qualify at all. It's early days, I know, let's not get carried away. But there's better choices in Lithuania's selection. There is no doubt about it. I mean, I may as well mention some while I'm here. Out of the songs that are left, Into Your Arms by Gebrasi, or Jebrasi, that's a fine song, would be an okay choice. How to Get My Life Back by Juste Kraujeliite, that's not a bad choice. I quite like Washing Machine by Queens of Roses, but I don't think that's winning. Then we have Ieva, that's playing it safe, but it's a really lovely track. Love That Hurts by Musu X, that would be quite a nice choice. Call Me From the Cold is the best choice, in my opinion. Rootaloope, she's back, that's the best choice. It's as simple as that. It's in with a decent chance of winning, but I think Monica probably has it in the bag already. Anyway, it's one of those things where one song, in my opinion, is very likely not to get you into the final, and then you have one or two other songs that may well get you over the line. So it's too early to say with Lithuania. Their form, when they're in the final, in recent years, hasn't been too bad. But then every now and then they send a song that doesn't really capture people's attention. Like Run With The Lions didn't receive a huge amount of love, even though it very nearly did qualify. Fused Mark in 2017, I don't know why Lithuania sent that track. But they're also capable of quality. So, moving on. Moldova. Aha! Moldova, when they're in the final, results aren't too bad. And that's always been the case. This is a country that punches above its weight. Debuted in 2005, and the representatives that year are back again for a third bite of the Eurovision cherry, Stop She Stub. And I think they're in with a decent chance of winning this. There is a live audition round in a few days, in which I think the list is whittled down to a select few. I really don't know. Apart from the song that's now not participating, it's hard to say which one seems to be liked the most by Eurovision fans. Boys by Lemonique, perhaps. My Tree by Valeria Barbash. That doesn't sound too bad at all. I mean, we do have I Just Had Sex With Your Ex. Maybe that will be the Moldovan song for Turin. But I think the best is Layla by Katie Rain. That absolutely is several miles ahead of many of the other tracks here. So here's hoping Moldova send that one, in my personal opinion. But it's a tall order to qualify this year. I mean, we don't have anything like Prison or Sugar. We don't really have anything like that this time around. Then we have the Netherlands. Oh boy. Can you smell that? Oh yeah, that's quality. Oh yes, wafting over from the Netherlands to England. That smells good. S-Team is going to have a song in Dutch, and I'm expecting great things. I really am. I think the Netherlands are going to have an absolutely brilliant song, bouncing back from the disappointment with Jean-Guy McCroy in Rotterdam last year. I think they're qualifying. It's as simple as that. We move on. Slovenia. Snippets of the songs are out. I've heard them, but I haven't made a video about them. What I will say is that EMA has a sort of pre-qualification round once again called EMA Fresh, of which 2 songs will progress out of the 14 involved. I'm talking absolute rubbish. 4 songs will progress out of the 14 involved. 2 in semi-final 1, 2 in semi-final 2. Out of the automatic semi-finalists, my favourite is Chaché by Borain and Brina. It's a male-female duo. We've had that before with Zalagaspa, of course. That one stands out to me a little bit. It seems really cool and sophisticated. Mai by Be Cool, they're back, the 2 young guys. That song is written by Mareia, the 2015 representatives. It's playing it safe, but that's not necessarily a bad thing. Girls Can Do Anything by July Jones seems quite irritating to me, but it wouldn't surprise me if that ends up as a fan favourite. And Clara Yazbek with Vse Karimam might also be one to keep an eye out for. I don't think Slovenia's winning at all this year, but there's some okay material. But again, looking at this semi-final on paper, it's a tall order. I'm going to make a few notes here. Then we have Switzerland. Well, we've had John's Tears, we've had Luca Hani, and I don't think Switzerland are going to retreat now. I think they're going to push on and keep sending high-quality tracks. We've heard nothing yet, but I'm expecting great things. Ukraine always qualify. I've heard 4 of the songs in contention, and also a snippet of another song, I think. And yeah, Ukraine's qualifying this year. Moving into the second half, Armenia. This is a big year for Armenia because they haven't qualified in ages. In 2017, Artsvik was expected to do very well. She finished nowhere. 2018 didn't qualify, not a surprise. 2019 didn't qualify after seeing the performance, not a surprise. And then obviously didn't compete in Rotterdam last year, but they are back. And I'm expecting big things. Armenia, once upon a time, were regular finalists and getting good results year after year, but the form has been a little iffy of late. So are they going to come back with something that blows people away? Who knows? As for Austria, now we should be getting the artist announcement this week. If we don't, I'm not sure why. But anyway, Austria, I've said this before, flitting between impressive results and very poor results. Won in 2014, last with Nullpoint a year later. Did well in 2016 with the public but not with the juries. In 2017, qualified for the final, a big fat 0 from the public when Nathan Trent got there. 2018, 3rd place in the final, out of nowhere. 2019, didn't do very well at all. Last with a big fat 0, I think, from the public in the semi-final. Could be wrong there. And then last year, Austria didn't qualify with Vincent Bueno, even though in my opinion it was one of the strongest performances in the second semi-final. So there's a lot of inconsistency with Austria, absolutely. I have seen a list of rumoured names. I think there's a short list online somewhere. It's too early to say. Austria, for me, are always a borderline qualifier. It always seems that way. Then we have Croatia. Yeah, I'm not too sure about Croatia's chances again this year. Albina maybe should have qualified in Rotterdam. She was top 10 with the public, was top 10 with the jury, didn't go through overall. Quite controversial. We know the names in contention. The songs are going to be released prior to the show. Mia Dimsic closes. Mila Elogovic opens. On paper, Mia Negovatic, who's been involved plenty of times in Dora and has come close to winning before. Her song is called Forgive Me Oprosti. She's a great young performer, and personally I'd love to see her win, but we just need to wait for the songs. It's as simple as that. Denmark didn't qualify last year, even though they did quite well in the public half of the results. Denmark usually qualify. Dansk Melodi Grand Prix doesn't get a whole lot of love. The quality has definitely decreased over the past few years. I used to love DMGP, but now I'm just very indifferent towards it. But 5th of March for the final. I don't know if there's a crowd for it. It would be 3 years in a row with no live crowd, if indeed that was the case. I don't know. I think Denmark will probably bounce back. Then we have Greece, Amanda Tenfjord. I'm expecting really good things here. Great singer, great voice. Greece usually qualify, so I'm expecting it to happen again. Iceland, as I mentioned earlier, looking for a 3rd top 10 finish in a row. and we've had Auri Olafsson last in 2018 with a ballad. Then we had something totally different in Hatteri. Then we had something totally different in Dadien Gagna Magnet. What are we going to get next? Are we going to get some sort of hoedown country song from Iceland? Who knows? Personally, I'd love to see a song in Icelandic that deals with their history. So, sort of the Norse gods and all of that. Some sort of really rousing, powerful number. Oh, yeah, that would be something very special indeed. Or something like, and I know this is a bit stereotypical because they're one of Iceland's biggest bands, but something like Sigur Rós, where it's just this haunting, sparse melody. Oh my god, I would just absolutely do a jig around my room if that happened, heavens above. But anyway, I'm expecting great things from Iceland. We should be getting the artists' names very soon. Norway, we know the songs. If it's Elsie Bay, qualifying. If it's anybody else, I don't know. I mean, if it's Subwoofer, I'm still expecting that to qualify. Absolutely. People love that song. I'm not such a lover of that song, but I can appreciate it for what it is. Norway usually qualify, so I'm not too concerned. Portugal, I was quite impressed with the Festival de Canção lineup, so I'm tempted to say Portugal are in a very good position at the moment. And then we have Russia, who only need to turn up to go through, unless your name is Julia Samoilova. So, based on the first semi-final, Albania, I think, will go through. I mean, this is just a bit of fun. Don't take it seriously. We don't know the majority of the songs yet. I think Bulgaria are out. Okay, Netherlands, yes, of course. No trouble. Switzerland, I think, will. Ukraine, obviously. Remember, it's usually half and half. So 5 from the first half, 5 from the second half, or 4 and 6. Who else? I do think Armenia will qualify this year. I think Denmark will. I think Greece will. I think Iceland will. Ooh, this is tough. I think Russia will. How many is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh my days. Ooh. I haven't got Portugal on this list. Haven't got Norway on this list. Ooh. This is what I mean by it being a tough semi-final on paper. Because countries that usually make the cut, 1 or 2 inevitably won't this year. Will it be the same old nations? Croatia? Latvia? Anyway, I think at this moment in time, without even knowing the majority of the songs, I think there's probably 8 or 9 countries that I feel pretty good about at this moment in time. Moving on to semi-final 2, I'm aware I am rambling here. Australia. Well, some of the songs are out. One of them, by a group called Voyager, sounds pretty promising. The others will be released very soon. I think we're being drip-fed them between now and, whenever. The final's on the 26th of February. Australia didn't qualify in Rotterdam, but I think they will this year. I can't see them missing out 2 years in a row. Azerbaijan usually go through. Cyprus usually go through. And if they have another Fuego-type track, points in the bag, sailing through. Finland, based on the strength of UMK, straight through to the final. No doubt about it. Georgia, Circus Mercus. Who knows? Georgia haven't qualified in ages. And if they don't qualify this year, then I think they need a complete overhaul in their approach to the contest. Then we have Israel. 2 artists are left. 1 guy, 1 girl. Can't remember their names, but there's 2 musicians left. And the final is on the 5th of February. And Israel usually qualify these days. Then we have Malta. Yeah, Malta. Bit of a backtrack this year. I mean, it's not exactly high quality stuff we're getting from the Maltese selection this time around, which is a great shame. Emma Muscat, I think, could qualify. Maybe Richard Edwards as well. Maybe Ritmu. Ritmu. Yeah, maybe that could qualify as well. I'm not sure anything else could. And it's, it's either your best or you're in trouble. It's as simple as that. We saw that last year in Rotterdam in the final. 4-0 points. It's your best or you're in trouble. So I'm not sure about Malta. San Marino, oof, their national final setup looks like a total mess, I'll be honest with you. It's not convoluted, but it's bloated and lengthy, and I just don't understand why they're having so many musicians involved. But anyway, there we are. Serbia, yeah, another massive national final setup, but I think they'll go through. Usually a safe bet. In the second half, Belgium, Hooverphonic qualified. Didn't do very well, though. We know Belgium can send quality. Blanche, Senek, even though she didn't go through. Still sad about that. And also Loic Notte, of course. Absolutely fantastic. Jeremy Makis, is he bringing the goods? Let's hope so. Czech Republic, I think, will go through with that song. Where are you now? Yeah, I mean, that's a good track. Estonia. There's a couple of songs that could get Estonia into the final. Stefan, yes. Stig Rasta, perhaps. Who else? Marilyn Malk, my favourite. I think that could qualify, absolutely. Anybody else? Too early to say. Ireland, if it's That's Rich, if it's that song, maybe. Anything else, goodbye. Montenegro, we know it's a ballad by Vladana, but Montenegro's form, again, not really qualifying very often at all. It's been years. I think they're probably out again. North Macedonia, Tamara did well, but otherwise, form's a little patchy. Poland, I've heard a few contenders. One sounds pretty good. Who is it? I'll tell you who it is. It is Daria with Paranoia. That's the best one I've heard from Poland so far. If they send that, excuse me, could be in the final. It's been a little while. Romania. Now, Romania is an interesting one because didn't qualify in 2017. No, they did. Yodel it, of course. Didn't qualify in 2018. Didn't qualify in 2019. Didn't qualify with Roxanne last year. So could it be 4 NQs in a row for a country that usually was a safe bet to get a decent result in the final? Based on their national final songs, I'm a little concerned. If Romania was in semi-final 1, I'd be saying out already. I really would. If they send Do Svidania, which is my personal favourite, yes, I could see that in the final with a bit of a revamp. I think there's a few other songs that might do reasonably well for them. Too early to say. And then Sweden, obviously qualifying. So let's think about this now. It's a lot more open, this one, which makes it harder to predict in a way. Finland are going through. I really feel confident about that. I think Australia will go through. Azerbaijan, yes. Cyprus, yes. Although that good form has to stop at some point, you know. Israel, yes. Malta, I don't think it's going to happen for them this year. Serbia, I've got written down. Belgium, I've got them written down. Czech Republic, yes. Estonia, ooh, there we go. Ireland, I don't think so. I don't think so. Even if they send Brooke with That's Rich, I don't know. Where's the love going to come from? I'm looking at this list of nations. Who's going to vote for poor old Ireland? I don't know. I mean, Finland will get points from Sweden. Okay, maybe not a huge amount, but still, they're pals. I'm looking at semi-final 1. Iceland will vote for Norway. Denmark are also there. 3 Scandinavian countries in the second half. So that's a lot of love going backwards and forwards. I know Ireland's not in Scandinavia, but where's the love going to come from? Especially because at this moment in time, the songs are out, and nobody's really hyping any of them up. Worrying signs. Poland, yeah, I think Poland probably will go through this year. Romania, oh dear me. And Sweden. So how many is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I'm going to cross... Oh, heavens above. I'm going to cross Romania out. I don't think they're going to qualify this year. Based on what I've written down at this moment in time, months before the shows actually happen, and before we even know who's representing Romania. Anyway, my goodness me, what a terribly messy video this has turned out to be. I'm going to watch the allocation draw very soon, and see how it went and everything, even though I know what's happened. We know which semi-final the automatic finalists will be voting in, and really there's not much else to say. I just think that semi-final 1 has a lot of big hitters in it. Semi-final 2, I mean, it's a great opportunity on paper for a country like Montenegro, a country like Ireland, a country like San Marino to sail through. Whereas if they were in semi-final 1 with the likes of Ukraine and Norway and Switzerland and the Netherlands and even Albania this year and Russia and Greece, you know, I'd be a lot more wary. But that's the way the draw has panned out. Let me know what you think. There's really not much else to say about this. Until we know more songs, we can't even make any serious educated guesses. But that's it. Until next time, whenever that will be, I don't know when, but it'll be fairly soon, I'm sure. Take care of yourselves. Thank you once again for all of the likes and comments and subscribers over the past couple of weeks. It means a great deal to me. This is just a hobby, but it's always nice to see those numbers go up. So thank you very much for your support. Some very kind words indeed that have made me feel a lot better about things over the past 24 hours or so. Hopefully the quality wasn't too bad. I'm going to shut up now. Until next time, take care of yourselves. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below if you so wish. Bye for now.